Happy New Year. It is 2019, which is just crazy to me. I feel like 2018 just started. Like, I just feel like last year really flew by. I entered last year as, you know, kind of like a stay-at-home, work-at-home mom. I was really proud of myself. I worked out very consistently from, I mean, it was before January, but from January and through September, even in the summer. We ended up getting, starting the year not thinking that we were probably going to get to take a vacation, but we had really hoped to take one for Christmas. We ended up, and we only thought we would be able to do like 5 to 7 days to go to Florida. We ended up getting to go to Florida twice this year. We went for a Universal trip for like a half of a week, and then we went for almost 2 weeks for Christmas. So I was very happy with our traveling that we got to do this year. Financially, we are just in so much better of a place than we were at the end of 2017. We just really kind of reevaluated things and figured out, you know, where money was going and really set some goals and really stuck with them. Sorry, I'm trying to find a comfortable spot because I'm sitting on my bed, but my bed is memory foam, and so I'm like sinking into the bottom of my bed, and so it's not really working that great. So this may be like the funniest angle video that you ever see. So I went and watched the video of my like goals for last year. So the main thing was church, to continue to go to church, and this one I feel like I failed at. So we started going into church in September of 2017, and we went every single week. Like Jeff may have missed one because the kids were sick and he stayed at home with the kids. We went every single week up until summer break. And we took the whole summer off. Our pool was very quiet in the morning. Jeff works a lot, and so for the kids to have a full weekend with him, some weekends it was really, really nice to have, and we just really enjoyed that family time. And I don't regret that. I think this summer I will change things though. And then we've gone back since then, but it hasn't been as consistent as I would like. At the beginning of the year, Jeff and I did a Rick Warren Bible study group, and we figured out Bible study groups really aren't for us as a couple. It's just way out of Jeff's comfort zone. He truly does not like it. He would rather go and learn about the Bible, like take classes about that, but not a Bible study where you're kind of putting the Bible into your life. I, however, went to a women's group study, and I really, really enjoyed it. It was very much out of my comfort zone. It was with some friends of mine, and I really, really liked it. So my number one goal this year is to be more consistent in church. I would like for us to go 3 Sundays a month, take 1 Sunday off. The Sunday that my husband works that weekend, take it off so that he can have a full weekend and enjoy the kids and get to see them a little bit. I think that 3 weekends a month is great. I was using the app called First 5, and it's basically like the first 5 minutes of your morning you do this Bible study, and it worked really great until I started working. And I know, because I would do it when I was in Carline, and so that no longer works. So I want to make sure that I get my first 5 in, my Bible study kind of devotional time every morning, and pray and things like that. And I, you know, last year our big goal was to get Ellie into Sunday school, and we got her into Sunday school with the 40 days of prayer, which is great, and she loves it. She's pulling stuff, she tells us stuff, and we just really, really love that. Casey's the same thing. When we go to the 11 o'clock service, our kids get to go to a class, and they both prefer that over worship. Ellie likes worship. They say she sings and dances and enjoys it, but I love the fact that they're learning, that they're pulling stuff from it. It just makes my heart so happy. Aubrey has made the decision on her own. She goes to FCA, which is Fellowship of Christian Athletes, on 1 morning a week through her school. I love that. I love that she's getting friends that are in the same type of beliefs that we are. I truly believe that it'll maybe make them think a little bit before they make bad decisions. I know they're going to make bad decisions, but maybe it'll make them think a little bit. And I just feel like that we're putting them on the great path for that. And I like the fact that she does it on her own. She also goes to a Bible study one evening a week with a bunch of kids from her school. She goes to a completely different church for it, and I adore that she chose to do that. And normally, like, one mom will bring them, one mom will take them home, so we cannot normally kind of only do it like one every 3 times, which is really, really nice. And I just want to continue to push that for her. I truly think that this year might be the year that she decides to get baptized. I don't push my kids to get baptized. I want them to make that choice on their own. I made the choice on my own, and my husband was raised Catholic, so he, you know, doesn't know anything about that. But yeah, I just really, really feel better, and I feel that whenever I put it into God's hands and I go to church on a regular basis and I'm really feeling my life with the church and prayer and God and everything in my life, that I just feel better. And you know, some people may not, you know, think that that's, you know, a load of crap or whatever, but for me, it's what works. So my consistency in church is one of my #1 goals. Like I said, our second goal last year was, you know, save and pay off stuff and just get better at it and put the kids in activities. And that one I failed at. However, I will have the ability to put the kids in activities this year, and that's something that I'm excited about if they choose to go that route. But I think that our financial goals are just, I'm so proud of where we were last year to where we are now. This year financially, we have some major changes coming in our life. My mom is going to be moving in with us. We will have her moving in within the next month. And so she will be here to help me a lot in the house and things like that. So she can't afford to live on her own yet. And so I said that she can come and live with us so she can pay off her debt and things like that, because I don't want it to be permanent. I love my mom, but I don't want to live with her on a permanent basis. So she will be able to help me do things like take Aubrey to FCA, take Aubrey to your book club, take the kids to these activities, so that someone else can also be home to cook dinner, and it can be a way that it can happen. My husband works very long hours, Monday through Friday. I am by myself. I am doing it all alone. I still wake up and do all the lunches and all that stuff alone. So it wasn't feasible for me to put the kids in sports. I would be a hot mess. So that is a major financial goal of mine, is to get the kids in sports, because it's, you know, it's a huge financial burden when you have the kids in sports and then you're not cooking dinner. It just becomes a lot. So that is one goal, you know, financially, that I'm very excited about this year, that I will be able to afford to put my kids in sports. I said that I wanted to become a sub in October or November. I became a sub in September. I said I wanted to enjoy being a stay-at-home mom, and I don't feel that I did that. I don't feel that I did that as I should have. I also didn't realize that I would be working as much as I was. Whenever I talked to people that were subs and when I talked to the school, I knew that I would be busy, but I didn't think I would be this busy. I thought I would work like 1 to 3 days a week. And that wasn't on a very like average basis. It was, you know, some weeks you wouldn't have any work at all. Well, I was working 5 days a week, completely filling up my schedule and just very, very busy. On top of, you know, I still have to do everything that I do at home. So I would typically sub all day, come home at like 2:30, and then I would do my travel agency business, or edit a YouTube video, or film a YouTube video, or, you know, check my Scentsy stuff or whatever. And by the end of this year, I was pretty overwhelmed. I didn't like the way that my house looked. I didn't like the fact that I wasn't cooking dinners all the time. And, you know, my husband makes good money to the point that I don't have to work. You know, if we want certain luxuries, that's what my money gives us. So we sat down and we said, okay, well, if I work part-time, which is what we agreed for me to do, then I can still go to the gym twice a week. I can still go grocery shopping and be able to take the time to grocery shop and coupon and save money and things like that. And I can have time to go get our cash envelopes, and I can have the time that I want. And, you know, I want my house to be clean, but I also want it to look nice. Like, I haven't been able to decorate my home the way that I've wanted to, or anything like that. So we set a goal, and it's a number amount that we know that I can get by working 2 to 3 days a week, you know, every week. And That is what our goal is. So I am going to step back a little bit on working. I'm not going to work 4 days or 5 days a week. I'm going to work 3 days a week, maybe 2 days a week sometimes, so that I have, you know, a day that I can grocery shop and coupon, a day that I can really deep clean, so that I can rest a little bit, so that I'm not exhausted by the end of the week. Because, you know, by Wednesday and Thursday, I wasn't cooking dinner. Like, it wasn't good for the family. And I was very, I suffered from bipolar depression, and it was leading me into a lot of anxiety attacks. I was having multiple migraines, and I just think that this is a better option. We will still be bringing in a lot of extra money that we're, you know, not used to. And I think that it'll be the best thing for all of us. I think that I'll still be working because I love my jobs. I love teaching. I love being a travel agent. I really like putting videos out on YouTube and getting the feedback and stuff like that. You know, YouTube isn't a job really. I don't really make much money on it, but it's just something that also takes up my time. But I love my jobs, but I needed to find a balance of my job still. I really do have all the responsibilities of a stay-at-home mom. It is what it is. On the weekends, my husband will help me fold laundry and things like that, or help me clean a bathroom or whatever. But, you know, during the week, I'm really by myself. And so I had to scale back a little bit because I don't need to work. That's the beauty of it. And then when my mom is going to be here this year now, you know, she can help a lot with the cleaning and cooking and stuff. So I think me working 3 days a week will help me get out of the house, but I'll also be able to spend some time with my mom. I'll be able to work out. I have not worked out since September, and I hate it. I feel like I've gained like 5 pounds, which isn't a lot of weight, but I see it. Like, I look puffy. I lost a lot of tightness in my legs. I battle cellulite. A lot of my cellulite was returning. It's going to make more sense for us financially, physically, mentally, for my kids, for everything. I just needed the balance. Another goal was work on insurance. Come February, we are in the same predicament, and I don't know what we're going to do. I really should take a full-time position and get full-time insurance, and that may be something that I do once my mom is here, once I have the help of someone getting my kids to and from school, someone that can be there when the kids are sick, someone that can help me with cooking and cleaning. That may be something that I do. But again, for now, for the next like 2 months, we're gonna do the part-time schedule and just see how it goes, and see if my mom's help is enough that I do feel confident that I could work and still have the home look the way I want it, and, you know, everything the way that it should be. So yeah, I think that was all of my goals from last year. So overall, I think I did really, really great. This year, as you've already kind of heard me mention just in these videos, the main thing, so I said that my word of the year that I wanted to do was balance. That was my word. I wanted to balance this life of a working mom that has 2 part-time jobs. You know, I really make maybe a quarter of the income that my husband makes, maybe in between like a quarter and a third. So my income isn't one that, you know, is like super important, but it has been nice that over the past few months, like, I paid for our entire Disney vacation. And that felt amazing. And over the next few months, with the income that I'm making, plus the little money that my mom is going to give us for living here, I will be able to pay the house and all of the utilities, I believe, and maybe take a little tiny bit of money from my husband's paycheck. So we will be in a fantastic spot financially that we can really get ahead on some goals. My husband has worn me down. I have not wanted to buy a house, but I think in the next 3 to 5 years, we will probably buy a house. I don't think we will buy it in this area. I think we will actually move up north a little bit and be a little bit closer to his job, be a little bit more country. It's just a little bit too busy where we're at, and I want a country home. I want a little bit of land. I want the ability that I don't have to have an HOA, and I can maybe put a pool in and things like that, because those are important to us, but also still have the basement and the things that we want in a newer home. So yeah, that is a big goal of ours. So in order to do that, we really have to save a lot of money, have our bank accounts look perfect, have our credit look perfect. So in order to do that, me working a little bit will truly help us so that we can really set aside a lot of his money. We want to go back to cash envelopes. We were doing cash envelopes really until I started working, and then I was just like borrowing time to get everything done. So I think that the cash envelopes just work. It keeps us on budget. It keeps us on track. We are going to sit down with our kids and tell them about, we want them to do it's the 3 things, I forget what it is, give, save, spend maybe, and have them give to the church and things like that. And have money to save up for big purchases that they want. Let them know what our clothing budget is. I get a ton of hand-me-downs for Eliana, so I really don't have to buy her a lot of clothes. Plus we have a ton, and I have a lot of clothes of Trevor's that I save for Casey. So it's really only my big kids that need clothes, and they have to make the decision that if they want certain name brand clothing, then they have to wait for it to go on sale, or they, you know, are gonna realize that they're only gonna have a couple pairs of jeans instead of like 5 to 7 pairs of Old Navy jeans or whatever. So getting them all on board, paying them their allowance and making them make the choices. Trevor is going to get a job this year. He is now old enough to work, so he will be having his own money. We also pay him to mow the lawn. My daughter, she doesn't have anything extra that she can do to make some money, so I want to find some things in the house to do to you know, give her that ability to make a little bit of extra money, because she is, you know, in that early middle school age where her friends are going out, and it's like, well, if you want to go out to eat with your friends, then you have to use your own money, but I'll, you know, give you a way to earn it. We pay on their grades, and that's a good incentive for them to get great grades. And so, you know, teaching them finances and stuff like that this year is a big goal of ours. And we just want to have just, you know, a good budget and plan in this goal in our head of, you know, where we want to go. Vacation wise, we were blessed to take a lot of vacations this year. We were able to take 2 vacations, and we vacationed for, I think like 2 weeks exactly out of the year. And they were theme park vacations, so they were really expensive. So this year we don't want to have quite as big of trips. So we have a cruise planned for later in the year with a friend of mine. However, she is actively trying to get pregnant, and she has been trying to get pregnant for a while. So if she does get pregnant, then we will move our cruise back to February of the next year, in hopes that she can go with us, or maybe even a little bit further than that. And that is through Norwegian. So, you know, that'll be something fun and exciting. We're going to Tortola, St. Thomas, and some other place I forget. And then that is really the only vacation we have planned this year. That's the only vacation I really want to take as a family. We may go to a beach on, you know, Florida or Alabama for like a few days this summer, since my mom will be here and she loves the beach, and we haven't been to the beach yet, and it's something that we've wanted to do, but we're not like, we couldn't spend a whole week at the beach. We're just not that type of people. We can maybe have like an arrival day, 2 to 3 days on beach property, and then, you know, a day to come back home. So maybe like a real long weekend or something like that. That is something that we're thinking about. And then because my mom is moving in with us, she will be here. We haven't had a vacation by ourselves in a little while. We haven't had time apart. We haven't had a proper date night, all that stuff. We are gonna hopefully do something for our anniversary. Our anniversary is at the end of April. We may push it to May because that's also when my birthday is. We have thrown around every idea. I have been begging and pleading to go to New Orleans, so we may go there. We may go to New Orleans and then take a cruise. We may do just a cruise out of Florida. We may just go to a beach. We may go up to Tennessee. I don't even know, but we want to do something. So hopefully he and I will get to do that. We've had rough patches, and I think things are getting better, and we want to enjoy that and be proud of the fact that we've worked very hard for a marriage that I truly thought was going to end in divorce. And I'm not saying that it won't, but we've been working very, very hard at it and really putting in a lot of extra time and effort that it's something that we want to celebrate for sure. I mentioned working less, more thought out time, you know, really taking advantage of my planner and planning ahead and looking ahead. I have a business calendar now up on my wall in my office, and just saying no. I am stepping down from my PTA role this year. I did 2 years of the PTA, and I think that's great. I will still volunteer to help out in the school. I will still be room moms. I will still help out the PTA as they need it, but I don't want committees to be over. I don't want commitments that take weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks out of my time. I just don't think it makes me a good mom. I think it pulls away from me, and that's not beneficial at all. You know what I mean? And, you know, going to church, but, you know, taking the time off. We also want to have 1 weekend a month. So we made our kids this year, we said you can only have friends over on Friday nights because Saturday nights it ends up being, oh, I don't want to go to church, or we're late for church because we have all the extra kids or whatever, and church is something that's very important to us. So we made that rule. So we are going to tell the kids that they can only have friends over on Fridays, and then the 1 week in a month that we don't go to church, that weekend they can have friends over, but they need to leave Sunday morning by like 9 a.m. and have it be like a good family time. That just works really well. It really gives us a lot of one-on-one time. I'm not saying that we do movie nights or game nights, but even just us hanging out with one another, it's good for everybody in the house. Jeff and I, a few Fridays a week or a month, we go and do date nights. That has helped us tremendously, even if we're just going shopping. But we said we're done just going shopping and running errands. We want to start doing things like, you know, if we're shopping, maybe shopping for a project for the home, or go to the movies, or go out to eat, or things like that. You know, other things than just us doing things for the house. But that's part of me working less so that I can take the time that I used to spend to go grocery shopping during the week, and then we can have that time on the weekends for us, because we need that. We truly, truly need that. I would really like my home to look a certain way. I haven't put in time or effort to decorating it or keeping it a clean way or anything like that, or organized the way that I want it. And I feel it. I don't like that. It makes me feel anxious, and I just don't like it. So that's a priority of mine, is to spend some time each month, you know, updating and fixing and making things pretty again. And I'm not a farmhouse girl. A friend of mine said I'm a traditional house, modern traditional or something like that, where I am not a farmhouse girl, but I am, my friend said I'm traditional, I think is what she said, where I like blacks and whites together and clear and the wood tones and things like that. But I'm not like one to go and like have a bunch of stuff together, or I don't like old things. So, you know, I want to make my house pretty again and make me love being here. You know, that's just something that's important to me, and I've noticed that I don't enjoy that. And I have the benefit of kind of being a part-time stay-at-home mom, and that's really what I want to embark on this year, and enjoy that, and just have that time. Another thing I said is spend time at home wisely, you know, rest when we're home and enjoy our being home, and don't need to go all the time. Now it's like we're either working or I'm going and buying groceries or shopping for the things that the kids need, and I just don't want to do that. I want to be able to enjoy my kids when they're home. So me taking a couple days off during the week, I think is going to give me that again. I said get back on the envelope system, my client calendar, my planner system, my budget system, which I love. Keep going with kids' chore charts and allowance and grade system. It motivates them. Money motivates. It motivates us. So I want to keep up with that for my kids. And then really focus on my big kids' grades and future. Trevor enters high school next year, and he has to pick a pathway this year, which is kind of like a general idea of where he's going. So he's kind of taking the right classes to get there. You know, he tells me all the time that he wants to work for Disney. He wants to do the Disney college program. I'm like, well, dude, you got to get it together. You have to get some sort of plan. You have to go to a college. You have to do that. And we live in Georgia, where you can get the Hope Scholarship. And he is like a BC student, and I'm really trying to get him to be a B student with maybe 1 C, and that 1 C being in math. And he's getting there. Like, he's really trying and putting in an effort, and I think we're going to get there. So I really want to help him in whatever way it needs to be. That's another benefit of my mom being here. She can take him to tutoring in the mornings whenever I'm working. So I really want to push him and get him to get to that B student average. Aubrey should be an A student. She got a few B's this year, and she told me, can I restart 6th grade, or can I be held back and redo it again so I can get straight A's? I'm like, Aubrey, you are in all advanced classes, and if you got A's and B's, that's okay. But I understand where you want to be an A. So getting the things in place for her. She has ADHD. She's all over the place. She's messy, but that works for her. And so finding out what she needs, you know, this year in her math class, they took her out of a chair and they put her on a like workout ball, and that worked tremendously for her. We have ordered a essential oils bracelet, and we've heard that peppermint helps. Her teacher actually diffuses peppermint in the classroom, but getting her back onto an A status and giving her whatever help she needs, that girl is going places. By the time she ends her 7th grade year, if she stays on this path, she'll be completely done with middle school, and she'll be then working on her freshman year of high school. She'll basically do her freshman year in 8th grade, her sophomore, junior year in 9th grade, and be to the point that she can enroll in college for her junior year, like do a dual enrollment type thing, or go to a charter school, or no, not charter, magnet program that they have in our county. Like, she's going places, and I want to make sure she gets there. So we have a lot of very weird goals this year, but the word I chose is balance, and I feel like that's it. Balancing home life, mother life, my life. I want to get back to working out. That's the last goal I have, and eating right. I just feel better when I do it, and I don't like the way that my body looks right now. And I worked really hard last year, and my number did not budge, but I toned up a lot, and I just want to get back to that point. I got a new Fitbit this year. I would really like to, you know, see what I could do with this, and, you know, I want to feel healthy. I want to feel confident in my clothing, and I'm not a skinny girl. I am fine being a size 14. Like, you know, it is what it is. I know that. I know that I'm never going to be a small. But I want to get there, and making good choices and drinking lots of water and little to no fried foods. I really have to try to avoid a lot of gluten because it does mess with my belly. I avoid a lot of dairy, again, because it does mess with my belly, but just working out and enjoying it. I was really actually surprisingly enjoying weightlifting whenever I was doing that, and, you know, eating clean. Maybe I'll join Weight Watchers or something like that again. That does work, but I'm just gonna try for a little while just to eat clean, eat better, track, and then try to get in 2 to 3 workouts a week on my days off, and just enjoy the gym and enjoy that time off. That's a good, like, me time to clear my head, and I think that that may help with my migraines and my anxieties and things like that. And then maybe when my mom is here, like, she'll go to the gym with me because I know she wants to lose weight as well. So lots of goals this year. I'd say mainly keep pushing and pulling up my faith and get stronger in that, and stick to devotionals, you know, prayer reading, things like that. Continue with our awesome progress with our finances, and make me working the little work that I do this year. Hopefully I'm not working a lot, but the work that I do this year, you know, make it count, and make it, you know, allow us to have these amazing goals. You know, it felt good to pay for a vacation and things like that. So a wrap up of my goals basically are: stick with my faith and get stronger in it. Prayer journals, devotionals, going to church, you know, letting the kids pull on their faith as well, giving to the church, things like that. My number 2 goal is keep up with the awesome financial progress that we made last year. Work smarter, not harder, and, you know, scale back on my work, but make the same goals that we did. I love subbing, and it's a lot of fun, and I truly enjoy it, and I love the fact that I can sub and also be a travel planner as well. I love my travel planning business, and I want to get a little bit braver with that, and, you know, reach out to more people and have that business grow as well. I had an amazing year last year with my travel business for a 1.5 year planner, and I want to continue on that same path that I have been going on. So just enjoy my work, enjoy the fruits of my labor, and get us to the point that in a few years we can buy a house again. And then, you know, just work on me and balance and the kids, and being a good mom, a hard worker, a good daughter, a good wife, you know, good in my body where I'm working out and exercising and eating better, and just balance all of that out as best as I can, so that I'm not anxious or angry or sad or depressed or overly happy or whatever, you know, just be on a good playing field. So those are my goals. I'm sorry this video was all over the place. In my head it was a lot more together than it was, but you know me, I just get on tangents. So thank you guys so much for watching, and Happy New Year.